I perfect.
That's very nice.
Okay, so I shouldn't be here. Curiosity killed the cat.
Yep.
And I've been looking forward to this day, my brother.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Finally, we're here, and what are we talking about, my brother?
So, been looking for it as well, forward to it as well.
Yeah.
It has been a long week, I agree, but finally we're here and I'm excited about that. So we're talking identity this morning.
Identity,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Why? Why, of all the topics that you could have chosen,
Yeah.
why that particular one?
It's simple, Themba. I think you cannot do much if you don't know your identity, right? I don't care what it is that you want to achieve, what dream it is that you want to have. If you don't get your identity right, you're not getting anywhere. And this is so because, for instance, when people establish a company, the first thing they want to establish is corporate identity.
That's true.
Meaning that before we go anywhere, let's get our corporate identity right. Do you understand what I mean? To say what it is that we stand for, what it is that we want to do, what it is that we want to be about. When you register an NPO, the first thing you want to do, get your identity in order. What is it for? Everything that happens, we need to first establish the why.
The backbone of it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Jay-Z once said, being yourself can be revolutionary.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Being yourself can free others.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
But then, here's the thing. You can't go to bed today, wake up tomorrow, and just decide that it's identity. There has to be an awakening.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when was that for you?
It's interesting you ask, and you're right.
Yeah.
Until you get to a point where you understand that you have to be yourself,
Yeah.
and that speech that was spoken about our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate, it is that we're powerful beyond measurement,
Yeah.
and that when we're ourselves
And
and
everybody knows that.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do they live up to it? No, they don't. The awakening came in this fashion for me.
Yeah.
So for a while, I used to have an issue with, I don't know, low self-esteem. So,
Is it?
yeah, there was a time where I was like,
I would never never.
there was a time where I was right up there confident,
Yeah.
then there was a time where it just dwindled down, right? And this is culminating from a lot of things I had experienced when I was young, from this and this and that, you know? So there was a time I couldn't just walk past people, I swear. You know, to walk past from here to there would be a mission and a half. I would have to psych myself up to say, okay, I'm gonna walk, okay, I'm gonna walk, okay, I'm gonna walk.
This is interesting. And why?
I swear. And then eventually I would wait for people to, the less and less people there would be, then I would gather the strength to
Become more
walk.
comfortable to move.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the tricky part was I was in school, in class. I mean, you know, with this class, there's students sitting, and I must wait for all of them to leave so I can leave the last when there's no one there.
Kidding, man.
Do you understand what I mean?
You're kidding.
I swear to you. Elokishini, what would happen is, so where I stay, I mean, as you can imagine, every township go busy.
Yeah. So walking down.
You know what I mean? Ekhoneni, makleli. I mean, ngibe esikoleni, hlale busy khona kuthanga amakote kugcwele. If kumele ngidlule and go home, I would struggle. Have an anxiety for this. So what I would do is literally walk by the pavement because everyone is sitting just behind and I'd walk by the pavement. Do you know what I mean?
So manje wena uzibona vele njenganomjita lo amajita angisho phela amajita basele khona
I'll fit in.
angisho shama flight masibona boke
Yeah.
uzibona like that
Yeah, ukuthi like abantu bahleli bodwa.
When
No, ngibona ngathi angifuni kubekwa first of all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The thing I didn't want to be looked at is because I felt like everyone could see that I'm going through so much.
And that's the case with everything, right? When you're going through something, you automatically assume that
Switch
people
off.
are watching.
You know what I mean?
Whereas people might not even be looking at
Thank you. But in your mind, you're thinking, ish, Themba can see that I'm going through this. And I'm struggling with a lot. Do you understand? Until the one day, passing by the corner still, there's a song that people play. It plays a lot, I don't know, on whatever radio station that you listen to.
This is yeah.
This is what year? This could be 2009.
2009.
Yeah, this is 2009.
This is yesterday.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yesterday.
2009, not 2019, 2009. You know what I mean? So in 2009, the song used to play, but I never took much of it. I didn't make much of the song. But on this particular day, I listened at that moment when I was about to walk, it played in my head. It says that you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You've got a right to be here.
You even know the lyrics.
Thank you very much.
It was so personal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's in it, you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. And I started to think that, okay, if I'm no less than the trees and the stars, in Kazamite, you have a right to be here.
Whose song is this?
I'll tell you the answers now. I've got it on my phone. I just don't want to be fiddling through my phone. You know what I mean?
But I need to get that.
Exactly.
It's powerful.
You've got a right to be here. I swear to you, at that moment, instantaneously, at that moment, squares
Yeah.
all up high.
Yeah.
No longer did I walk this way, I walked here.
Confident.
I swear. At that very moment, in my school uniform, I walked like clearly corner everyone,
Yeah.
and then I walked there. From that day, never did I look back.
Wow. Ah, my brother. It's interesting because I knew you for quite a while.
Yeah.
I never thought you went through such.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Never thought it
Once you get it right, the identity issue, no one can ever snatch it away from you.
No.
That's why it's important for people to get it. Because what happens is, people say Themba is this kind of a person. That's what they are enforcing on you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And you find that that's not who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll say, no, you are this kind of a person. Imagine, for instance, let me say if someone says to me, oh, you look like you could be a model, then I take a model, I'm a model. Someone says to me, oh, you look like you could be a soccer player, a soccer player. Someone says, yes, you could be a pastor, pastoring. Do you understand? If I'm not rooted in knowing myself, it means I'm going to have,
all of these things.
do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a million identities that I cannot see through because in the beginning it was not mine to begin with.
Yeah. No, I understand. It's quite interesting and you've touched on a lot. But here's the thing. With me, my story is like this. Or rather, I've realized that a journey of identity for me started at a point of discovery.
Yeah.
So at that moment when I started experiencing, that's when for me I started really finding out who I am.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for you, has shared identity worked for you?
Never.
Not even once.
Never.
So what people, there's this thing, societal standards. Now they tell us what a gentleman is supposed to do, what a man should look like. Same with women. So in all your life, you're not using that right now. Like ever since you started the journey of discovering yourself. So did you let that go? All of it.
Look, you're right. They'll tell you to do this, to do that, a man's supposed to do this, a man's supposed to do this, blah, 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 blah. Look, you were created agent. It's just your agent. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You are just it. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's it. However, you will decide the kind of change you want to be.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's where the distinction now comes from. We see what kind of a man do I want to be? What kind of a lady do I want to be?
And then it comes back to that point of awakening.
Thank you.
But until you get to that point,
You can't do it. You need to decide first, okay, yes, I'm a 28-year-old guy. What kind of a 28-year-old do I want to be? Do you understand? What am I doing? Shared identity is not going to work for what we're trying to build. There's things that need shared identity, which is company policies. They need to share shared identity. For your life, you need personal identity. Do you understand?
Yeah.
For your life, you need personal identity to say, as a brand Themba, I stand for this, I don't stand for this. This is what I do, this is what I don't do. But you cannot try to run yourself as a brand using shared identity because shared identity has many facets to it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And shared identity has an end. We see after 5 years.
And I've never thought about that. That's so true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we can't do shared identity building your own life. Your own life has to work on personal identity. And like I said, if you don't get personal, I swear, the things you need to invest on are this. When you find your identity, it'll direct you to your purpose.
Okay, let's not go there right now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's not go there right now. So for someone who's having issues breaking out of shared identity, like how can we help them? Because a lot of us, especially millennials, our youth, we're struggling with this thing. We were told a man is supposed, like a female,
supposed to do this. Yeah.
same as us, but we're struggling to break out of that. Now we take that, we go in life thinking that, oh, they told me that I'm a creative, therefore I am. They told me that I'm a soccer star, therefore I am. What if I'm not?
I think what you need to do is have an honest conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
There are things that just come naturally to me that I don't have to plan for. Like you wake me up and say, speak,
You can
bam,
do that.
speak.
Yeah.
But it could be whatever topic across the board. Do you understand? Especially there are topics obviously that I'm endowed more in,
Yeah.
and topics that I need to go and research.
Yeah.
It's okay, let me research. But I don't have to plan with you. I just know it's okay. Do you understand? Naturally, it's what I have. There's people who play soccer.
Yeah.
You don't have to take them for 5 years training. Let's go play soccer. And they play and they'll win matches for you. Singing. There are people who are just good at singing. You don't have to prepare them 5 days before. It's okay. A5, we cue.
Yeah.
You understand? Because it's natural in you. I think as a person, you need to have an honest conversation with yourself. Yes, it can happen with ball, but it's not in me. Do you understand? What is it that is in me? That is just inherent in me. It's mangvuga. I could just do. Somebody once said, when you find the things you can do without being paid for, that's the one.
That's the one. Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With
And you can do it every day.
joy, by the way.
Yeah. With peace as well.
You know what I mean?
Peace, yeah.
Then that's the one that you could do. I think when you are honest enough to say, okay, this is the one, that's not it, then it'll lead you. And you become more confident. You know, there's a thing in doing, the more you get it right, the more confident.
Yeah.
It's you, like a fish. It's swimming. It swims so confidently because it was designed to swim.
To swim.
But if I now took it, to walk,
So in
it would feel like a fool who says, I can't even walk.
Yeah, because that's not even its playground.
You're not designed for that. Yeah, bo.
Never thought about that. But yeah. And something interesting happened. I think last week you texted me. And I think you were asking me that, my brother, we on for next week.
Yeah.
I said to you, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I said, I remember, I think I said, I hope you are as well. And you said to me, at this moment, I'm never.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
And I felt like at that moment, I felt like you were being a coward. And I will tell you why I felt like that. I felt like you were being a coward because, but then I paused for a moment after saying that. And I had to rethink what you just said and really come to an understanding, Guti, that's how you are feeling at that point. You are nervous. Right? But then I never looked at you as someone who could be nervous. And it got me, in fact, it was a pivotal moment for me because it got me thinking that how many people I did not allow them to be in spaces because of how I viewed them.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So when I look at you, I never see someone shy. So I don't expect you to be shy. Therefore, I will never allow you to exist in this space.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a awakening for me, thinking like that. You would say, yes, I think I've been doing this for most of my time. There are people that I didn't let in because of how I view them.
Yeah.
Do you think that society, or rather the people around you, accepting who you are, can accelerate your identity?
Okay. Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes, in a sense that if you are already awakened to it,
Yeah.
and then everyone else
Is not.
is awake to what you're doing, then bam, you could fly. But if people are already at ease with who you are and you are not, you will still be stuck and stagnant. Let's talk perception. You're talking to me now about perception.
Perception,
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
you looked at me and you thought,
How
I
you-
couldn't be nervous,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
Because the thing is, I see you on community radio. In fact, you're there, you talk to, I don't know, thousands of people.
200
You-
to 300, yeah.
You see, the numbers are big.
Yeah.
How can you be nervous just to talking to one guy?
Yeah.
You see, that was my perception about it. Like, how?
Perception in this way. Okay, I was talking about perception. So umuntu could say, okay, there's people you look at and you think, wait, I'm on beggar. You think, yes, this person has so much capacity and so much potential. They could do so much. But you find that they are not aware.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And you look at them and think, "Ish, I wish you could just do it." And they don't.
Yeah.
Do You understand? So do you understand that I'm more awake of your identity
than I am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's not changing your life because ultimately you have to be the one.
Who decide?
Exactly. You have to be the one awakened to the fact that I've got the capacity, I've got the potential. So in that fashion, it could be a no. It could be a yes if you are awake and everyone else says yes. We agree, we see what you're seeing. Then they'll push you to do more. Do you understand? You said to me, okay, I said I was nervous. And you thought, how can this guy be nervous? The reason why I'm comfortable enough to say comfortable is, I'm nervous. It's because it doesn't do much. Do you understand? At that time, I'm feeling nervous, but it doesn't mean for 5 years, I'm nervous.
So nervous.
Unless it's cards, you're nervous. And I'm being honest with you and to say, no, I'm actually nervous. I'm not trying to act it out, like, I got it under control. I got this thing. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If somebody says to me, how are you feeling right now? And I'm not feeling well, I'll easily say, I'm not feeling well. I'm not trying to act, I'm fine. Obviously, there's people, I'm a relationship of fun.
Yeah.
When I'm in a relationship, a good night, I could say I'm not feeling well because of A, B, C, and D. It's just like, I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, if you are not comfortable in who you are, you can't say such things.
Yeah.
You'll forever, constantly want to act out this thing that doesn't exist. And sometimes you find that it swallows you up. And you got depression.
Yeah.
Do you know that thing could be easily cured if somebody could speak to someone?
Yeah.
If someone could one day decide, you know what, I've got so much happening, let me call up someone. But what we do, we sit and it swallows us up and up and up and up until it can't swallow you no more. And you just go and dissipate.
Huh. Man, that's powerful. That's powerful. Okay, now let's come to your point.
Yeah.
I think you were forward about this. Let's talk about purpose now.
Listen,
Yeah,
you cannot discover your purpose without understanding who you are.
Yeah. So, in other words, you're saying that it's identity and purpose.
Thank you. It gives birth to purpose. Do you understand? Your identity will give birth to your purpose. I don't see how you could get aligned with your purpose without understanding who you are. Because people of purpose are people who've mastered who they are. You understand? These are people who, like for instance, if you look at Tiger Woods,
Yeah.
he knows he's a golf player. That's
He's
it.
the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's not trying to sing. He's not trying to do any other thing. He's just playing golf.
Yeah.
Because he understands himself.
That's what he's good
That's
at.
what his terrain is.
Yeah.
I play golf. Serena Williams, tennis player.
Yeah.
She could be featured anywhere else, but you've never seen her model. Ahamba Wurem, don't do it. Because she knows I'm not that.
Yeah. Not about that life.
Thank you. The moment, when you know who you are, you also know who you're not. Do you understand? When you know who I am, I also know who I am. Therefore, it's not everything that I'll respond to because I know I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm this.
Yeah.
Bring it home. Trevor Noah, comedian.
Yeah.
He's not singing.
He's doing the most right now.
As a comedian.
He's doing the most.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Someone would say, no, you have to be a comedian and an actor and this and this and this and this and this and this. That's when you don't know who you are. You could be gifted in a few things, but what is it that is aligned with your purpose?
Yeah.
I could go all the way. Petrus Motsepe is a businessman.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's an entrepreneur. He does entrepreneurship.
Invest in business.
Thank you.
Fun.
He hosts concerts. In the concerts that he hosts, he's not singing because he knows I'm not a singer.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Why would he?
Why would he? Do you understand?
Why
He
would
understands who he is, and he's comfortable in his lane. Unless you get this right, purpose is far from you.
Huh. So was there a point where you're confusing the two, like identity? Because I find that a lot of time, in fact, I think I've asked questions about this to a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a confusion.
Yeah.
And a very big one.
Yeah.
A very big one. We're more concerned about what we do than who we are.
Yeah.
You understand? If I'm this, I'd rather be this, but if I'm not in a good space, then it's still fine. Like I'm reading a book by Howard Schultz once. Yeah, the CEO of Starbucks.
Yeah.
He talks about how in the year 2000, even though he was passionate about it, the job, but he was bored. And it got me thinking that also in a place of passion, you can find comfortability in a place of passion. So it does happen sometimes. So was there a point where you confused the two? By identity, purpose, which one comes first?
Not necessarily. I think for me, and the more I study this,
Yeah.
the clearer it becomes.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? The more, if there's two things I'm passionate about,
Yeah.
this is the main one of the second ones. Uguti, if you don't know this, you're done for. You're talking about the CEO of Starbucks.
Starbucks. Yeah.
You said young people are confused because they think they want to do this, they want to do this.
Yeah.
You could be a banker, which is a very high-paying profession. Bankers get paid a lot of money. And you could be a banker having passed well at school, but if it's not aligned with your purpose, you're not going to thrive.
But
Because you don't have that drive.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Don't you think that again, it brings us back to shared identity?
Yeah.
That our past, that we don't really come from rich backgrounds.
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We come from really poor, stricken backgrounds. And so the only thing that we want to do is to win.
Yeah.
Have money, let me drive that car, let
No.
me do that.
And
let
you
me
will.
stay in that house. let me
And
do
you will.
that. And the first thing that would come out in my mind, that I would think about daily is, how do I win? Not who I am.
You will win. You know what the sad thing is? When you win, life will always ask you, in your winning, who are you? Do you know that? You could have,
Tell me, tell me about
I swear, you could have
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
and not be happy in the money. Having won. Because there's something that,
Nah, one man.
there's fulfillment you get from doing the things you love. And the more you do the things you love, the more you're happy.
The more you
And the more you exude peace. Like I said, you could be the best advocate there is in town, but you find that you're not fulfilled in the winning of cases. And you've got the fruits for it, you've got the money. You know what I mean? You buy the house, but you're not fulfilled.
Yeah.
This is why people at 40, at 50 will swap careers.
That's true.
Yeah, I know people at 50, 40, they just swap careers. And you're thinking, I would love to be a banker like you. Do you know what I mean? And Umuntu still says, no, this is not it. I know somebody who was in engineering, thriving, living in the north of Joburg, in Triumphant particularly, an engineer making it there. And they thought, I'm miserable
Is it?
as an engineer making this money. I live in a good house that I bought, but to wake up in the morning to do this daily, I'm miserable. You know what they went? They went and studied marketing, to work in marketing. From engineering to marketing. Why why? I'm fulfilled la in marketing. As I found, when you get excited, with you. Like, this is the one. Second person, you guys also know him. We all know him.
Yeah.
Also in engineering.
Yeah.
Traveling throughout the continent, blazing in the field. What did this person say to me? I'm not happy doing this. What are they studying as well? Marketing.
Wow.
Second person also studying marketing at another institution that's top institution in the country. They want to switch to what is what? Fulfilling.
Fulfilling.
Because what happens is, when you are young, people can tell you that this career pays money, that career pays money, and you run after it.
Again, the
You get
background.
it, exactly.
Yeah,
Because you're thinking, I want to change a car. Good and well, you will change. You will build them the house, that'll be nice and so forth. When that's done, and you're now sitting and thinking, am I fulfilled? You're still not. The biggest thing we're chasing is fulfillment. It moves. At first stage, it is just survival. That, okay, I just want to survive, make money, make food, whatever, and just be okay. Then when you get these things, you think there's more to life. It doesn't end at me surviving. I need to live now.
And also that thing is time wasting. I think this thing of trying to prove to our parents, because they play a role in this. They play a role. Because
True.
all we want to do
Yeah.
is build houses for them, build this. I mean, when you're talking about this guy of engineering and marketing,
Yeah.
I think if my marketing assistant or maybe code, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think he once mentioned it to a mother, actually, mina ngifuna le,
Yeah.
mama wathi ayikhona.
This is the one. Inimali.
Because that's what we're chasing. I mean, we can't run away from the fact that it's our background.
And to be honest with you, I feel like where the other demographic beats us is there.
Finance,
No, not even finance.
yeah,
Development.
development.
Yeah, that's where the other demographic beats us. Because for us as Africans, my cousin is doing engineering, he has a house in Sandton, therefore you must do engineering and have a house in Sandton. What the other demographic does is what? If they look at Themba and he's good in maths, from an early age, they take him to classes that are going to help him become better at maths. If they look at you, you're good at soccer, from an early age, they enroll you at a school that's going to help you become. Do you understand? They don't come and say, you must be good in soccer. They look at it as what it is that you're good at. If you love clothes, from an early age, they channel you accordingly. Do you understand what I mean? So that by 18, you're already set. That's why you'll be shocked. Most of them at 24 are already doing so much, and you at 24 are still trying to find yourself.
My God.
Because you're thinking,
Yeah.
it's not the one, this is not it, this is...
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
That's
Because
so
from
true.
birth, you're not channeled accordingly. These are things... I think, like I said, what do? They check your identity first. What kind of person are you
Yeah.
relating to? And then they channel you according. They don't enforce their identity on you to say, you must be this type of person because so-and-so has a job in IT and they're doing well. Therefore, you must also follow them. What if you're not endowed technically? Do you know what I mean? So I think now that's what people need to do for themselves, is to channel themselves. If you are a 25, whatever year old, and you feel like it's not it, start now.
For me,
Start at that point, start now to say, okay, as a 25-year-old, I've learned A, B, C, and D. I found that it's not working out. How am I going to then channel myself differently?
And it works because we've seen it happening to others.
And it can happen to you as well.
That's true.
It's not rocket science.
That's true. Now, for someone who's watching this right now and probably thinking to himself or herself, they want to be intentional about identity. Like, what advice would you give them?
Okay, cool. You want to be intentional about...
Someone being
yeah.
intentional. They don't know which direction to go. They just want to be intentional about finding who they are.
I think the biggest step is this. If all of us didn't exist, yeah? All of the people watching you, if your parents didn't exist to say, do this, if your lecturer didn't exist to say, do this, if church didn't exist to say, do this, what would you want to be doing? Do you understand? If there was no, everybody else saying, no, do this, do this, do this, what would you want to wake up and do? When? What is it that you want to wake up and do? When you are honest enough to say, "Kahle kahle mina, I want to do this," channel that and follow it.
So forget about everything.
Everyone will fall into place. At the end of the day, it's your life, right? If you are 50 and you didn't do the things you wanted to do, you are going to regret it when their parents have died or they've forgotten and it'll live with you. So I think what you need to understand is that you owe yourself to become the best version of yourself. Do you understand? This is what you owe yourself. It's not coming from anyone else. Yes, they can have opinions, but ultimately, you're the one who owes yourself to become. Thank you. And if you fail, it's on you as well.
Sure.